Hey yo, TCB Faithful, this is the Final Boost.
And this is Madhouse.
And this is like a follow-up to the impressions video we made about Marvel Tōkon, because after taking a couple days to sit on it and reading the comments, a lot of people kind of just didn't understand where we were coming from, and I thought we could be more clear on that.
Yeah, it's not a matter of being right or wrong. It's just a matter of we didn't gel with the way the game is designed. And sometimes shit is the way it is, you know?
Yeah, it just also felt like a lot of people had comments in bad faith. Either they watched a small part of the video, or they watched the video and then they took what we said either too literally for the sake of a narrative, or straight up just misinterpret what we said just to misinterpret it.
Well, personally, I don't see the point of watching 6 minutes of a 40-minute video and just assuming the rest of the video.
Like you're clicking on it, you know the runtime.
Yeah, if you don't leave a comment, you ever just watch a good majority of the video instead of assuming everything.
Not only that, we preference what the contents of the video were before the video actually started.
I actually think somebody left a clip.
Yeah,
somebody left a clip that said that's mostly our point.
And this is why I wanted to make this video to kind of clear things up, because I get that calling something feckless, soulless slop is a bit extreme, but we had reasons for why we said it.
We don't say it for no reason.
Yeah, and I also put this on our fighters, and boy, were they having a crying time.
Well, our fighters technically for a retard, so
it's not. It's just casual.
It's Reddit. You don't know how to take Reddit seriously though.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, I was shocked by I wouldn't say this for the clicks. Like, I put multiple videos on this channel, and they agreed with the stuff I said before. So why would this randomly think, because it's new and shiny, and it's new and shiny? I just don't understand why this is getting particularly defended when other people share our opinion. They may not be as aggressive, but I was shocked by how fucking empty the game was. What do you want me to do?
Because we didn't say it in a nice way.
I'm not gonna fix it.
We didn't say it in a weird grayness that still kind of prop the game up without hurting people's feelings.
No, we said what we said and we meant it.
And it's coming off fact. It's not just coming off hate. I don't hate Tōkon. It's nothing to hate. The game do nothing.
So let's start off what we meant by feckless, soulless, and slop, okay?
Alright, let's start there.
Alright.
So the reason we call Tōkon slop,
yeah,
feckless, just, you know,
soulless,
just a soulless cash grab, right? And because it lacks certain things that make fighting games, like
fighting games,
organically fun.
Yeah,
like player engagement, like how characters handle the neutral, stuff like that. The skill ceiling is probably the lowest I've seen of any game.
That's probably true. Yeah, I'm shocked.
Like, it don't matter if it's Daigo or a guy who came off the corner. You cannot tell the difference. They both know how to play the game.
I mean, of course you can tell the difference between somebody who's brand new and somebody who's new.
You know what I mean?
But you know, I
say it confidently.
Yeah. Okay.
Decision
making.
There's barely any decision making in the game. That's a problem with most of the modern games right now. Barely any decision making.
Unless, you know, your option is to guess or not to guess.
Every character technically plays the same. All the assists are used pretty much the same way.
No real executional requirements. And like, and that's why I feel like it's slop, because
it's flow sharp the game.
Despite it being a 4v4 fighter, I don't think the mechanics are pushed anywhere enough. It's way too safe for its own good. It's safe to the point that it has no personality. It has no gameplay identity. Yes, you can scream up and down that it's a tag fighter. Yes, it is. At its core, it's essentially Strive with a lot of MVC3 stuff thrown in.
And Infinite, I guess.
But they don't push the mechanics at all. It's all just generic and boring. And like I said, it's not like I said slop, like it's AI. What I mean by...
I don't get the relationship between the slop and AI.
I don't know, man. But I didn't want people to misinterpret what I mean by slop. What I mean by slop, and I said this multiple times in the comment section, but what I mean by slop is it's featureless, gray slime that they flop on your plate. And sure, it doesn't have any flavor. Sure, it doesn't smell particularly well, but at least it's edible. And that's what Tōkon is. Edible gray slop. I'm sorry, it's a pretty game. So let's say it's gray slop with a side of color pencils.
So to stack on and make it extra simple, we legitimately do not know what makes the game appealing to people in terms of gameplay.
And that's generally, yeah, you're right. I don't know what's the appeal. I get why it's appealing for casuals. It's a nice, bright game that you can get a lot of work done by hitting 2 buttons. I get that. I don't get what's the appeal to anybody who's played any other fighting game ever made. Because Tōkon does nothing to stand out. It does nothing.
Except have the Marvel IP.
Now, with that being said, I don't on paper hate any of the mechanics here. It's not about me hating the mechanics. I think the mechanics are good on paper. My issue, once again, because I had to reiterate, especially judging by those comment section that we had in that last video, I have to reiterate that it's not about combos. It's not about that.
Combos aren't sauce. Combos are the rewards you get for sauce.
A lot of people in that comment section were like, "What do you mean? It's shallow. What do you mean all that?
You could bounce off Dr. Doom's mirror.
We don't have a training mode yet, so how do you know? Because I'm not talking about combos. Yeah, because every time somebody brings up like sauce, and sauce is now this like ubiquitous term that kind of describes like combos aren't depth to me in fighting games.
Well, combos are depth, but if it's a situation where the game is so like easy that people like, for example, it's a difference between somebody pulling off a hard to do infinite like in Marvel than somebody just doing ABC tag like that. That's the entire game. ABC tag in the cutscene. ABC tag in the cutscene.
What I mean by combos aren't depth, I don't mean the act of performing combos. I mean when the game is nothing but combos. When you get something as bland as Tōkon, combos aren't depth.
Wait, can I say this?
Good.
Okay, so MKX is a game that is very focused on combos. The entire game is like 98% combos, but somehow the characters and the system mechanics all work together. Despite I don't like 50-50s, the system mechanics and the characters work together to make a game that's very engaging.
Yeah, and Tōkon's biggest problem is an engagement issue. It is
because half the time you're watching cutscenes.
Like it's weird that every time I kept looking up like stuff about the game, I'll go to the subreddit. Somebody like, look at this combo and look at this saucy combo, and it's literally the same combo over and over again. It's some guy being a starter, and then you do ABC, and then they got some weird pop-up or something, and you hit them once, and then you call the same generic assist, and then they do that tumble animation, and then you launch them into a 2-hit air series, and then you call the assist again, and then you pop them back up, and then you hit them 2 more times, and then you do your level 3.
So my question is, other than 50-50s, with the tag system being as shallow as it is, other than the unique tag thing,
yeah,
I think that's back. So other than unique tag, if every assist behaved the same way and every character essentially play alike, where's the sauce? Where's the sauce?
There is the unique thing. You know what? Let's take a moment before we because we came up with some ideas, just some brainstorming ideas on how to improve it, how to make Tōkon engaging while trying to stay in that super casual baby mode thing.
It don't even have to be that engaging. It just have to be more interested in what they did.
But we came up with some ideas.
It's not saying we automatically right. It's a thought experiment.
But it's
a thought experiment.
But before we get into that, let's kind of talk about the mechanics in a little more depth real quick. So once again, I just want to reiterate, I don't hate everything about the game. I feel as though for what it's worth, the 4v4 system they kind of got going on isn't terribly bad. Everything the game does is solid on paper. It's just bland. So with that being said, I understand why they made some of the choices they made. I understand why the assist system is the way it is. Because if they gave players the same thing like a Marvel 3 or a Skullgirls, and it gave you the ability to either select from a predetermined pool of assists, or it gave you the option like Skullgirls that make any kind of normal or any kind of special move in assist, that'd be a bitch to bounce.
Yeah, and I understand. That's not enough yellow paint for people.
It's not about that.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I get it. But you know how they are. I don't like. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm not trying to do anything. Like I said, I get why they made some of the choices they did. The assist system, for the most part, works fine. Tagging, for the most part, works fine. There's really no real incentive to do it outside of, I think you can recover white life. So let me reiterate once again. I don't think everything Tōkon does is bad. I actually think the mechanics on paper are solid. It's a solid base. But shouldn't it be a bit more than just a base? Shouldn't the mechanics be pushed further so you can have interactions and make the game fun with decision making and stuff?
No, you see, look, there's two ways you can do this. You can have complex mechanics and simple characters, or simple characters and complex mechanics.
Or ideally both.
But
we know that's not where
sometimes games gotta pick and choose.
Yeah, I get it. It's just, once again, like I gotta feel like I gotta keep reiterating it. Tōkon is so shockingly bland that I just have no idea what the fuck it's trying to do. Once again, I like the idea of the game giving you the option of kind of playing 1v1 or focusing on a team of 4. That's good. I appreciate them trying to give you those kind of like decisions in real time, other than going like, do you want to play 1v1 or do you want to play 4v4 or something like that. I think they're intentionally just trying to do that in real time so you can kind of make the adjustment real time. And I like that idea. I don't have an issue with the way the game divvy up tags. Well, not tags, assists. Because of course, being a 4v4 game, it'd be kind of hard to balance if it had like a Marvel 3 system where you got to select from a predetermined amount of assists, or a Skullgirl system where you pretty much you can use anything as an assist. That'll be an absolute nightmare to balance, and I'm not asking them to do that. So I understand the logic. I understand why things are what they are in Tōkon. And once again, on paper, as a base, if you would have told me this was a base for the game, I would have said, okay, this is a cool idea. Let's push forward.
Like an alpha build.
Yeah, like this is like an idea. Like, what if we do 4v4? If we can role play real quick, let's do a 4v4 system, okay? So Marvel did 3v3, so I think the only natural answer is to go 4v4. That's how we evolved the genre. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay then. So maybe having people select assists is a little too much, right?
Yeah, we want to make this game appeal to the most people possible. So we don't want too much because that can scare them off because decision making.
And maybe Skullgirls, I know Skullgirls has you select anything as an assist at any given time, but maybe that's a bit too much for casuals, and maybe that's a bit too much of a bitch to balance given that it's a 4v4 system. So maybe we just have people just attack when they come in. Maybe we consolidate every assist on offense as a basic attack. So that way we don't have to balance 45 different thousand assists.
Well, in order to do that, we're going to have to make the reactions the same way for every character.
Yeah,
I guess. They're going to have to tumble. They're going to have to take stuff certain ways.
Insane. Michael eating coal, but that's generally that's what it feels like. It feels like Tōkon is on the brainstorming session, and as they were brainstorming, they had programmers to the side programming this shit. That's what it feels like.
And then they were like, money please, money please.
But I mean, I don't know however way you want me to explain it. It feels like the game is unfinished. And it's not unfinished because it's a beta.
No, I feel like it's conceptually unfinished.
You know what we call games that are unfinished? Alphas.
Oh, well, we call them modern games. Well, technically we call them modern games.
But you know what I mean. We call them alphas. This is a beta. This is two different things. Avatar is an alpha. That game has infinites and shit, and it's not done.
Invincible is
an alpha. That game is glitchy, and the game's not done. This is a beta. This is as close to going gold as any of those other two games.
I guarantee you the majority of this game done already.
This is the game they want to present us with.
The majority of the game done.
And I'm shocked that people don't understand the concept of an impression. This is the product they left us with. This is the one they wanted to present. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be like,
chill and kiss ass.
We're supposed to be like, yeah, this beta is
the second beta.
This second beta, thank you. This second beta is we have complaints, but since it's a beta and only about 6 months away from release, we should wait. No, this is pretty much as close to the final version, unless they pull the rug completely under. This is as close to the final version of the game we're going to get until the game releases.
I guarantee you, this is Modern Arts. I guarantee you, like you said, unless they somehow hear this video or they somehow focus on the backlash the game is getting, which it does exist. Let's not pretend like it don't exist. We're not the only ones.
All right.
So, unless they focus on the backlash the game is getting, this is 100% the product we're going to get with probably like 4 or 5 extra.
And judging by the reaction to most people, this turned away negative. Between Invincible and between Avatar, I'm not comparing the games, I'm just saying what the public reaction was. Tōkon to everybody else is the least popular game of those 3 alphas in this beta. The one that's furthest along in development
is the worst one. But with that being said, let's get into like some of the changes what we'll do to make Tōkon a bit more engaging. The idea is to add engagement in decision making, not necessarily change the game complex.
Yeah, not exactly changing the game fundamentally. And it's not. And this is not even about making a game that we would still play, because more or less we probably still wouldn't play it.
I mean, on sale.
Yeah, but this is about making changes to what we feel makes the game more engaging.
So before we start, I want to say this is a thought experiment. It's not saying we right. It's not saying this is the way they should make the game. It's just a thought experiment based off the beta that we played.
It's completely for funsies.
It's for fun.
Please don't say in the comments, I don't like your changes. Good, they're not real.
Like, you're not gonna go to Arx's ass in a Fune, whatever the fuck his name is, to be like, yo, make these changes because Team Crossbody says so. I know they're the best bros, but we're not that hooked up.
Yeah, so remember, please remember, I know it's not going to be the case because this is already, what, 15 minutes long?
Yeah, we already lost.
We already lost 98% of the people. They're gonna look at the beginning of the video and they're gonna be like, how can you not like Tōkon? It has the assist that hit you and you roll a lot and then you do your level 3 and then you win the match. Like,
this video didn't do as good as your last video.
I don't care.
Me neither. I was gonna get this out there.
I just want to clear the air because a lot of people, we pissed off a lot of people for essentially making a longer video.
Thought experiment.
I wouldn't change a whole lot about the game. I think if I attack a couple issues, it'll be the assists on how the assists are handled. I would change that wall thing, and I would change like the tagging and active tagging. That's
where the quick time events.
What quick time events?
The movies. I'm just joking. The movies.
Oh, that's where we're attacking. I think. Well, I'm attacking because I'm the one that came up with this idea.
So it's gonna be mostly you talking. Me
no, I want to hear your reaction though.
Yeah.
Obviously. First, I'm going to talk about the assists, right? So in Tōkon, obviously, is a lot like Marvel vs. Capcom, but you got a 4th guy, right? And despite the extra partner, the core of the assist system follows the same rules. You call a guy out, they do their attack, or you can tag them in to take over the fight, right? So there's some differences, obviously. So
yeah, I seen like Smart Bomb being used and hitting laser beam and stuff like that. But that's the back assist, right?
So once again, the assists aren't selectable. They're divided between what order you put your characters. So in Tōkon, whoever is in the front or in the middle or in the back has a designated assist. The front character has like a fireball style assist. The middle character has a, let's say, anti-air for the best sense of a word. I haven't found much use for it, but then again, we don't have a trainer mode. You see how I can still say we don't have a trainer mode for certain stuff? So yes, down is the anti-air assist or middle, and in the back, you have a unique style attack, and that's when you get your hitting missiles and shit like that. So outside of the 3rd slot assist, the one in the front and middle characters have the same style of assist. So it doesn't matter if you're Cap, it doesn't matter if you're Storm. If you're either in the front or you're in the middle, your assist is going to be a fireball or a anti-air. Fundamentally, I don't have a problem with the system.
Well, it's a problem.
No. I'm talking about the way it's performed. I don't have an issue with it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said a couple minutes back, I understand why they made this decision. With that said, it's an interesting way to approach it, but everything ends up homogenized. It ultimately makes team composition boring since assist characters are largely interchangeable outside of the third slot. There might be some small differences with like the anti-air assist, but from what I played in the beta, it's not very noticeable. Right?
No, it's all very homogenized.
Also, the way assists work when you're on offense. So for that time, I'm talking about on neutral, right? When you call assist in neutral, that's what you get. You get the
by
fireball.
Neutral means just standing there.
When neutral, when nobody's doing anything.
You're just standing there.
You're just standing there. That's when you get the fireball. That's
so
when
it's contextual, like MK1.
I guess you could say like MK1.
But yeah, with the ambushes and the summons.
I guess you can kind of say that. It's contextual. So when you're on offense, all the assists become this generic like swipe attack. Different animations, of course, but it doesn't matter. No, it's not even different animation. It's just some kind of like blue aura attack that kind of knocks somebody down and they kind of stumble so you can follow up. Every attack turns to that. Now, I'm not sure if the unique version comes out. I'm not sure. I'd say chances would be that your 2 generic assists turn to generic attacks on offense. And then your unique will probably still come out as a unique, but I never really tested it that much that way. So correct me in the comment section if that's true. While I clearly understand not giving the players the option to choose assist types with the 4v4 format, because once again, that'll be messy for balancing, what they did decide to go for nukes any kind of cool stuff to find outside of the first 2 weeks.
I think you're being generous.
Yeah, I do think I'm being generous. I do think so.
I think it's going to be like a week.
Yeah, because this is the information age.
Nah, I think I'm being too generous. I think it's going to be 5 days. I'll be a work week.
Because people tend to forget that this is the information age.
Shit move fast.
And fairly complex fighting games get figured out in less time. So if
how many people you gonna bounce off Dr. Doom's mirror before it get boring?
So if Virtual Fighter can be figured out in a month, people are gonna rip through this game like tissue, wet tissue. This game will be figured out, like you said, in less than a week. Probably not optimized completely yet, but for the general patience of the game, like how interesting it's going to be, it's going to be figured out way quicker than any other fighting game we've ever seen. It ain't that complex. So here's my kind of adjustment, right? The way the general assists work is fine. I personally would do away with it in general. For the sake of this thought experiment, I'm gonna keep it in place. So first off, even though I get why calling assists costs a symbol meter and is mainly to fend off like possible infinite combos and infinite like pressure sequences, I believe this was a band-aid to manage cooldowns, right? Because they're afraid to have any real cooldowns.
Yeah. So
with my first change is that I think cooldowns can handle everything without spending the symbol meter. So if you're doing a combo and you're using assist, your assist doesn't return until the combo is over, obviously. I think that's already in place. And if it's used for pressure, then the actual assist cooldown doesn't start until the character stops attacking for a couple minutes. Or, I'm sorry, right. Like, for a couple of seconds.
Like milliseconds, yeah.
Yeah, like for a couple, like you lay off the opponent for a couple seconds.
You return to neutral.
And then your character starts to get the cooldown.
You return to neutral.
Yeah, or until you start blocking. If you start blocking, then the cooldown starts too. So either a couple of seconds in neutral or you start defending yourself is when the cooldown actually starts during pressure. I don't think this is hard to manage, but I just don't like the idea that calling assist costs meter and you have a cooldown. That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if they don't have cooldowns, I'm not entirely sure. I would have to look at it. But with this experiment, this frees up the symbol meter to do for something else, right?
Yeah, what you gonna do with that?
So, like I said, when you call the assist on offense, you only get a generic slash attack outside of the third slot, which I'm not sure what happens.
The generic tumble.
And the generic tumble. So my fix would be I would split this into 2 different stops. If you press the button normally, you still get that generic little attack, right? You understand?
The tumble attack.
You still get that little generic tumble attack.
On hit stun.
On hit stun, it acts completely the same thing. But if you hold the tag button, the character would perform their unique assist action at the cost of a bar of a symbol. You get me?
So you don't have to have. So what about the back bar guy? The back button guy.
See, that's the thing. You don't have to worry about burning meter for the third slot. So you get that.
So it's a freebie.
You get that unique action for free anyway. All you gotta do is go through a cooldown. But if you want to use the other character's unique action, it costs a meter.
It costs a resource.
It costs a resource. So in my head, oh yeah, and if you burn the meter for that assist, it does more damage too. So so you have to
EX move.
Yeah, so essentially it's an EX move. Yeah, so you do that. So essentially, I think this gives players a choice between like a low risk, lowest reward option with a quick cooldown, while also providing a more costly but damage and assist type that feels unique.
Because you have to set up more for it, probably.
Yeah, and it's not just for like combos. This can work in neutral as well. So if you want to use Cap's unique, if you want to use Cap's third slot option,
whatever the fuck that is,
you can get whatever that is. You can hold the button and he'll do his unique action for the cost of meters. So I think that way you can still kind of get the generic combos we've been getting, but there's something for players to explore. So different unique actions affect the opponent differently. You can approach pressure a little differently at the cost of meter setups and stuff. You can get like you could get more unique combos because Cap obviously, or let's say ideally, his unique action should affect the opponent differently than something like Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
So that just gives you room to explore stuff. Like so. I think that's the best of both worlds with the assist system. That's my kind of correction for the calling assists in general to make it more dynamic for players.
Plus to make characters, by the way you explain, like it make character picking a lot more.
Yeah, that's my
dynamic. Like now you actually have to make a team based on what you actually want.
That's my thing too. Like I said, I do like the game being this mix between a 1v1 or a tag game personally. That's the major reason why the game has the identity crisis issue and why the core mechanics are so sanded down, because it needs to be two things at one time. So I guess with this direction, I'm leaning more into the tag fighter direction. So with that approach, I think it's fine. I think that doesn't hurt anything, right? How do you feel about it?
I just said it. Like I like right now, as I'm picking characters, it really don't matter if you pick characters or not, because they all behave the same way.
So, I just want to
outside of the back assist.
I just want to give people options. So changing it in this way kind of gives you a couple options. So do you hold on to your meter for stronger combos? Do you use it to help with approaching the opponent easily and safely? What about, like you said, for mix-ups? Or do you save things for do you save your symbol meter for things like a simple smash or counters? It gives you active decision making from the moment gameplay, instead of just, okay, I want to hammerhead my way in, and then we'll just do the same combo, then he's doing the same
ABC assist, ABC assist.
And then also, I find that little pause they do for assist is annoying.
Like a little tag, like a little spirit or Ghost Rider?
No, that's for tagging. Well, I'll get to that.
Oh.
But I'm talking about when you call an assist, there's a little pause.
Oh, I never noticed that.
And I might be a little petty. I don't really care. I don't like it. I just feel as though it's just annoying. I get that it's there so casuals can see that they're calling an assist, but if they watch the game long enough, they'll notice when an assist gets called out. It just fucks with people timing. I don't think it's necessary.
It makes matches drag. A lot of cutscenes make the game drag.
But
if you want to be dead up about it.
But let's move on to something a bit more, I want to say, wacky.
Okay.
My ideas.
Right.
And that's for the wall.
All right, so what you got planned?
As it stands right now, I don't like the wall.
What wall are you talking about? There's literally no walls in the game. You always being slammed into something.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess
half screen, full transition.
I guess more appropriately, I don't like stage transitions.
Always watching.
I don't like stage transitions. So it's constant.
Too easy to do too often.
It's constantly stopping the action. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's too easy to do. You do a combo from mid-screen, it carries them all over to the wall, and then you gotta watch them
fly over crazy,
smash in the buildings, and it's not like it's different animations or anything. It's the same animation over and over again. And then when you're done with that, and if you lose neutral, now they're hitting you to the other side, and now you're getting knocked all the way to the wall. And now you're watching your guy get smashed through the same animations. It's back and forth until you get all your guys. And even when you get all your guys, you still have to watch that animation over and over again, I believe.
Well, not all the stages had it.
No,
though.
That's a good thing. I like the X Mansion level doesn't have screen transitions. And that's fine. I like that idea.
Well, I always like the way Injustice did it, because Injustice is like kind of contextual. Like, you can make it happen.
You can force it. Like, it's not like something that just happens casually. You have to force it. And that's probably where my biggest change is going to be. Outside of the gimmick, I think we attached to the wall system.
Oh, you're going to make it like Injustice?
I'm making it like Injustice.
Oh no, but Injustice is terrible. It's a terrible game.
Oh well, it has better mechanics than Tōkon. I understand the walls have to be obtainable or breakable.
For the sake of getting the guys.
For the sake of getting your guys. I understand
that. It's a spectacle.
But it's not like the match starts off in a 1v1. I think the match starts off with 2v2. So I think having to work a little harder to get your guys isn't that difficult. Especially when the round ends and you end up getting guys anyway.
Yeah.
Making players work a little harder to get that isn't a big deal. With that being said, now instead of some stages have walls and some stages don't, every stage has a wall.
Okay.
And it works the exact same way as like Strive and Tōkon. You can slam them up against it, they slide down.
Bounces, stuff like that, right?
And in this version, the wall, you don't get guys for slamming into the wall. Like if you're in the X Mansion level, and since there's no stage transitions, if you knock them into the wall, you get a guy, that's done. You don't get that anymore. The wall acts the same way like Strive, but it works like the early version of Strive, where you can kind of have them slide down and you get to keep the corner.
You're allowed
to keep the corner. The wall doesn't break from any kind of normal attack. With that being said, I'm adding a new type of assemble smash. So the assemble smash is that overhead attack. That overhead attack to have everybody jump each other.
Yeah.
Not every guy jump one guy with like kicks and shit like that. That's the assemble smash, and it costs some assemble gauge, obviously. And it's like a universal armored overhead.
Okay.
It's drive impact.
It's what that Spider-Man was spamming on you.
Yeah. It's drive impact. So with that being said, I'm adding an additional assemble smash. It works if you played Injustice. It works just like a 4-3. I'm sorry. It works just like a back 3. It's an attack that swats them away, and if you're near the wall, it breaks the wall.
By default.
So it doesn't matter if you're a couple of inches away. You don't have to be wall splatted for it to work. All you gotta do is be close enough, and the opponent is knocked far enough away to trigger the wall break. When the wall break happens, and then you get all that fancy animations.
And you get your guy?
And you get your guy.
But it takes meter now.
What
about specials? Specials break walls.
Specials also break through walls.
Automatically?
See,
that's not bad. Like I said, like I like the fact that, because it's like certain characters, like Cap feel like he would do good on a wall.
Yeah.
But it's never any wall for him to do good at.
So yeah, I mean, you can kind of ghetto keep the corner in the current build of the game, but you can't really, like, you have to keep resetting the situation. Like, you can't really capitalize on damage, which means you have to mix them a couple times before you want to cash out on that mix. So it's just weird. So in my version, you just keep the wall, and if you want to force the wall break, you force the wall break, and then you get your guy. But I also gave players the option of, hey, do you want to spend super meter instead and hold on to your assemble gauge? So if you want to B&B somebody from coast to coast, and you want to hold on to your assemble gauge for whatever reason,
you can coast to coast them and leave the Uki.
And then use a super to cash out, or you can use your armored assemble smash, like your armored back 3 move, your armored forward swipe. I don't know like a good name for it. Your armored push move. Let's say like armored push. Or if you get a read, if they're mashing, you can use that armor move and bat them away, and that way you can get a hard read and break the wall and get your guy. I just think that adds a bit more decision making to the game. Like it's just not, oh man, I'm hitting this guy and we're going back and forth. Now you got to consider meter. Now you got to like
screen
positioning.
What decision making? What you gonna do? You get to the corner.
Yeah, and it gives you like another armor option. So if you want to, like, okay, get this guy off me, you can use your forward push, your armored assemble push move, and you can push them further to the corner if you don't have time to set up for a combo. But you can catch them lacking with a normal or something like that. I think it just adds more decision making to the game without taking away the simplistic nature.
So everything still plays the same though.
Everything still plays the same.
We gotta keep it that way.
So this is the wacky part, I think. Now I know before we said, like, oh, we in the impressions video, we said that we were gonna have the game where we're gonna have the game have multiple like up down like wall breaks.
Yeah.
No, I simplified it to that. Now this is the major like hook or gimmick I want to add to wall breaks.
The emotional flow system.
So I'm also adding character perks to the game.
What you mean?
So when you break the wall, it activates a character specific perk.
Oh, like a buff?
Like a buff. So let's say you break the wall with Captain America. Cap will probably like, okay, you break the wall with Cap, you do the animation, instead of getting one.
So wait, if you assemble smash through the wall, you get this too? Anytime you break the wall with character?
Anytime you break the wall with a character.
Okay.
You use a simple smash with Cap, and you knock them through the wall, or you burn a super and you knock them through the wall. Cap will probably like you'll probably get a symbol gauge, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, another thing. When you use a symbol smash on the wall, that new version of a symbol smash on the wall, or you use a super, well, for this case, I guess it's a symbol smash because it costs meter, a symbol meter. So you'll get that symbol meter refunded to you.
Okay.
So that way you can still have meter to call your guy and do certain like EX assist and stuff like that. You burn if you only have one symbol meter and you smash them through the wall, you'll get that meter back. Let's say you break the wall with Cap. Let's say Cap's special perk is that he gets an additional symbol meter. So instead of getting the one refunded, he gets the refunded and he gets an additional one.
Oh, so how many you get usually? Like 4?
I think 3.
Oh, okay, so you get 4.
You get to how many assists you can call. So 3. So he gets an additional symbol smash. Let's say, who else we can use? Let's say Storm.
Yeah.
Let's say Storm. Let's say you break the wall with Storm. Storm will probably get faster air dashes, faster 8-way air dashes, right?
Does she have? She got box dashes and shit now?
I think so. But here's the thing though, right? Here's the thing. During the wall break animation, this is stupid, but during the wall break animation, you have an option of
pressing a direction.
You have an option of pressing a direction.
Do it.
And swapping your character up during that animation because you got nothing to do anyway. You're watching.
You're watching a movie the majority.
You're
of the
watching
time.
a 10-second animation. So during that time, if you break the wall with Cap and you don't want him to be the active character anymore, you can come in with Storm.
And Storm will get Cap's buff.
Storm will get Cap's buff is pretty passive anyway.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So
yeah, so let's use Storm again as let's use Storm again as an example.
All right.
So you break the wall with Storm. You get that symbol meter refunded to you because you broke the wall, right? And you use that meter to break the wall, so you get it refunded to you. As Storm breaks the wall, maybe you don't want to play with Storm anymore.
Well, Cat.
No, Storm is the point character.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you don't want to play with Storm anymore. Maybe you want to rush them down harder with another character. So let's say you swap Storm out with, let's say Hulk's in the game. Obviously he's going to be in the game, right? So let's say you switch to Hulk.
Yeah.
Now Hulk comes in when the match restarts because neutral restarted. Hulk comes in and has the ability to 8-way air dash for
like Storm
for a short amount of time.
Yeah, I like that. That's sick.
That's a sick idea, right?
So now Hulk can like move around the screen super fast and do like box dashes and all that shit.
Now Hulk is a stupid ass character for a short amount of time. Now I think that encourages
team building
and certain things where you can make certain styles of characters the way you want.
So like think about like Marvel Rivals. You know how Magic going to the portal and shit?
Yeah.
So if you break it with Magic and switch to somebody else and keep Magic out, well I guess you would do the portals initially.
Well, I don't know how Magic would work.
Yeah, but look, like Marvel, it's like the Marvel Rivals thing. How the characters together have perks and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I wasn't even thinking about Rivals.
It's like if you break it with Magic and like switch to Juggernaut. Now Juggernaut can do the limbo portals and shit like that.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's sick. I like that.
And yeah, so
if you break the wall with Cyclops and switching to Jean Grey, they have sex.
It's complicated. You gotta break the wall with Cyclops, switch into Wolverine, and then do what Jesus says, and then they all have a polyamorous relationship. I'm gay, Jean, but I want to fuck. Okay, anyway, so I think that promotes there's just team building.
Yeah, you break it with Phoenix, and then next catch that's Phoenix Force. whatever that means.
I'm keeping it really simple, but let's just say Hulk breaks the wall, and for his buff he gets walking armor.
Oh, now like Storm.
And now Storm comes in and she
dashes and armor and shit.
And she gets auto armor for a short time.
I like that.
Stuff like that. I think that's a neat idea. I'm also playing around with the idea of characters kind of pooling stats together. They'll have individual like health and defenses.
Oh, so like MK1, they have a horrible game apparently. So you mean like for example, like Magic, Psylocke, and let's say Jean and Jubilee, which better be in the fucking game.
So let's say
like you put all of them together, they got a combination of low health.
Yeah.
But if you put like
big bodies together,
if you take Jubilee out,
they put in like a big body, it gives them more health.
Average health.
Or more like they take a little less damage.
So let's say like base is 1,000.
Let's say base is 1,000.
And like low is like 800.
Yeah, so you kind of balance between that. And defense and like guts ratings change and things like that. It's just so you can promote team building more. I don't think that's a terrible idea to bring to a game and still keep the simple nature of it. And then the last thing I want to address is the active switching. Overall, I don't have a problem with active switching. My biggest problem with the tagging in general is that stupid soul transfer dumb bullshit animation.
Ghost Rider.
The ghost that kind of travels between the fighting
Ghost Rider.
The fighting soul.
The Ghost Rider.
Why you keep saying the Ghost Rider?
Okay, that's what Ghost Rider is, the floating ball. Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Okay,
oh, because you know there's a Ghost Rider, right?
Oh yeah.
That's my point. I thought you were saying Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Oh, nobody's gonna get Ghost Rider.
Oh well, just put him on the screen. I'll figure it out.
All right. So
it's that meme when that kid shake his head. That's Ghost Rider.
The last,
the kid in the computer.
So yeah, I'm not changing the way tag works. It's just, well, I am actually. I'm just getting rid of that dumb pause. I don't think it does anything. Once again, I get that it kind of shows casuals that, oh look guys, the switch is taking place.
It's pretty.
But can't you just like make an effect pop up that show like that can show that easier? Boom! Look, they look guys, it's a tag. Maybe the point character flashes or something. But why this time?
Like a clap sound, like something like that.
Yeah, like something like that. There doesn't need to be a time stop because
something to keep their attention span up.
Because like I said, everything in this game just stops. Like you're watching stuff constantly in this game. And then like I was fighting a more competent opponent, and he was doing like mix-ups. I would call them mix-ups, but I had plenty of time to identify the issue because the game froze. So he was trying to do all clever left-right mix-ups and stuff and cross me up. And I'm like, oh, he's tagging? Okay, well, I'm just going to guard back because the opposite direction to block that obvious crosser because the game froze. And I can identify the issue.
That's probably why they did it.
That's why shit is, and I think that's one of the core reasons why the combo system is so boring to watch. Because every time you're doing something, it's freezing every 40 seconds.
Then you go through the wall and it freezes. Then you do a special, which is supposed to freeze, but still.
But yeah,
you tag in and it freezes, and you assist and it freezes. And
so my biggest change there is that it's a traditional tag system. It's like Marvel. Like there's ways you can do this without freezing the stream. Power Rangers proved it. NBCI proved it. Even NBCI had
every single Invincible, every single game proved it.
To be fair, Invincible has a freeze kinda, and NBCI has a freeze. But
yeah, but it's so little.
It's so quick. We're talking 25 seconds to Tōkon's almost 60 seconds? No. Okay, it's not 60 seconds. But we're talking about like
you got probably difference between like 5 seconds and like 15.
In like 15 seconds. It's unnecessary. I don't know
how many times you do it.
I just don't think it needs to be there. And those are my gimmicks to help the game kind of spice it up.
Well, I do like I guess it's a crosscast now.
Yeah, we always do this.
So whoever gonna listen. I don't give a fuck. But well, thank you for listening. I do give a fuck about that. I do like it because everything you mentioned, you promote, like you said what you were doing in 10. You kept the game the way it's supposed to be, but you made it more creative. Like you made it more.
I tried to
decision making and engagement.
I tried to make your brain work more in the moment gameplay.
Yeah. And
if you want to keep the game simple, then the only way to do that is to up decision making. And not decision making, i.e., I have to guess.
Like 50-50.
Actually managing resources, actually considering your team building, actually considering that maybe you do want to burn that meter to break the wall and make Hulk come in with stupid air dashes.
Because right now you don't really consider it. You don't really consider it.
No, it's not. It's pick your characters
outside of the back assist.
Pick your characters. 95% of them do the exact same thing, and just like think. It's just it's silly. It's silly that people defend this shit. And
how you make a tag game with no point in tagging?
I'm not saying it's completely no point into tagging.
Just a bad character.
Once again, I think the idea of Tōkon is what's hurting. I think the whole thing that it doesn't really want to commit to being a tag fighter, but at the same time, it's not really trying to restrict you from just playing one guy. I think that's hurting the game. Unless they just made a game for blandness sake, which they did.
They absolutely did.
So let's not even stay in our ceremony. It's advanced blandness. They did it on purpose.
My only beef personally is like, don't make all the characters play the same. I guess make it more like, let's say, BlazBlue Cross Tag.
I would say more Persona.
Maybe, well, you got Persona characters too.
I mean, yeah, but Persona itself.
But what I'm talking about is BlazBlue Cross Tag is more simpler than Persona.
Yeah.
But it's still a game with a treasure trove of options.
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't remember that game a whole lot.
It's good. It's a good game.
Yeah, I bet. But I was thinking more like Persona. If you want to talk about characters individually, I haven't really thought about that. But like characters can have like individual strings. Like if you're going to be mashing for auto combos, I would say drop the auto combo in the supers and just give character Persona like strings outside of the lights, which can obviously lead to generic supers. Like directional, but do they have directional inputs at all? I can't.
You said Cap had one, didn't you?
Unique attacks. Yeah, like most characters get like in the air, you get either like a normal heavy or like a down heavy to knock them down. That's about the extent of unique normals I've seen in that game so far. I could be wrong. Like I said, I didn't play with everybody.
You didn't play everybody, you just play Cap. But yeah, all in all, just make the characters
do different stuff.
If you're gonna have them autopiloting, you can do it in creative ways.
It's there. Like I didn't play Spider-Man, but I think Spider-Man has his heavy is a pop-up. I could be wrong. That could just be his launcher, but I don't think I've seen launching animations. I've seen like a pop-up for like a juggle. So I could be wrong once again, but I'm not saying these things aren't there. What I'm saying is, like, why isn't it across the entire cast? Well, like make characters more like Persona characters, like low tier, like garbage Persona characters.
Like they're already simple. Like hell, do it like fighters. Even though fighters have to can't play alike anyway.
Yeah, but that's more the source material. That's kind of like the same issue Invincible had, right?
No. I mean, they quite literally play alike, not look alike.
Well, I mean, a lot of them is Goku and Vegeta.
What is the main combo strength of fighters?
No,
punch, down, medium. Like what? It's all the same thing in fighters.
Well, it's been a while, man. I can't really speak on it.
Me neither, but I know it's the same flow. Like punch, down, heavy, like whatever it is. People who play fighters know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay then. I don't remember. I didn't play a whole lot of fighters.
People who play fighters know what I'm talking about. Yoshi will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's generally like my idea. I don't get like once again, like I said, I keep seeing people talk about sauce, and that's sauce to me. Giving people options and plays to make is sauce. My problem with people keep showing combos and calling it sauce is that combos that are easy to do and long isn't sauce.
No. I think you said this earlier.
There's no spectacle in combos in Tōkon because they're easy to do. Having a fancy looking combo is different than having a combo that takes execution or situational awareness.
The two most complex combos I've seen was watching Sonic Soul do the Star Wars loops, which isn't hard.
No, it's just...
And I've seen on Twitter, and I see that Dr. Doom...
that cap bouncing off the wall.
Bouncing the mirror thing.
But once again...
in that long combo Iron Man.
I'm trying to stress that sauce is not combos to me. When people kept saying, wait for training mode, and I'm like, oh, you mean for like the exploited mechanics? No, for combos. Combos that are easy to do are not fun to watch when they're long. It's annoying. This is why I don't like combos in Street Fighter 6 because they're super long
and they're super uniform.
And they're uniformed and easy to do. It's boring. What's more exciting? I'd rather watch a Street Fighter 4 Broly legs, Chung Li lightning legs loop than fucking Tōkon, than a Tōkon combo.
Or Street Fighter 4 even Ryu Infinite.
Or it's not an infinite, but
well, it's a long ass loop.
But the spectacle of combos is more about performing feats of execution in stressful situations. Street Fighter 4 Viper isn't cool because she can side-mode cancel. She's cool because of the execution requirement, and that's a feat of skill.
I love Viper, man. Street Fighter 4 and Marvel 3 Viper, not Street Fighter 6 Viper. The character that's do everything the long way.
Well, the problem, once again, Viper in Street Fighter 4 is a feat of execution. It's cool watching somebody perform these feats while under a pressure of a tournament situation.
Marvel 3 too.
Marvel 3 too, but I'm talking about 4.
I'm sure he's beautifully carried over.
But that's what makes it exciting. The issue why Street Fighter 6 Viper fails is because yes, her shit is hard to do for Street Fighter 6 standards. But anybody who's used to fighting games is not gonna have a hard time with that, at least not right away.
And plus, you gotta think about it, in Marvel 3 and Street Fighter 4, she got unique stuff to her when it came down to that particular situation. You know what I mean? She got unique things that worked for her. In Street Fighter 6, she technically is doing what everybody else doing.
Just harder and worse.
Yeah, she may have more damage, yeah, but do it really matter if somebody just drive rush you twice and do like, what, 600 less damage? Do it matter that much?
With a way easier combo?
With a way easier combo, like, do it matter? She don't get special pressure off of it. She don't get like special situations. She's just, the only way Viper is good is that they just overtune her, which I think they did.
I don't know. She fell off quicker.
It fell off already.
She fell off quicker than most DLC characters. And that's a shame because ideally that character would have brought me to the game.
She's not hard, she's tedious.
Yeah, like she's just doing the same thing everybody else doing, but just way harder. And that way higher of a cost.
And it's even worse that her shit cost meter.
Like essentially, in my opinion, she's badly designed.
She's badly designed. She's the antithesis of Street Fighter 6.
Once again, they brought over Street Fighter 4 concepts without understanding why they existed in the first place.
It's like bringing over Hakan, making the oil cost meter every time you use it.
But yeah, like
I miss Hakan.
Like the act of
I miss the weirdos.
The act of combos aren't depth, and the act of combos isn't what makes fighting games exciting. Yes, watching somebody die from a Virgil combo, in my opinion, in UMVC3 isn't particularly exciting because Virgil's an easy fucking character.
Yeah, but not everybody can do that.
But at least his combo execution is high.
Yeah, not everybody can do that. Look at that Magneto. Not everybody can do that.
Watching Doctor Strange impact palm loops.
Yeah, impact palm.
These are feats of execution.
Viper Seismo loops. Fucking Wesker shit. I mean, it's like,
I don't know about Wesker.
No, Wesker has some tight combos.
These are feats of execution, especially if you're in a match in a scramble situation and you see somebody pick up into that specific combo.
Dante.
That's a feat of execution. That is exciting to watch. Watching somebody do ABC, AB, assist, ABC, launcher, AB, assist, launcher, ABC, super, and it's all easy to do.
And it all has cutscenes.
Isn't interesting. It's boring. And this is probably why a lot of people don't vibe, a part of one of the reasons why people don't vibe with Tōkon's combo system. Because it's boring. It's lifeless. There's nothing.
And our version is still lifeless. At least you could do, well, I guess we assume our version that we fixed the character.
I didn't go that deep into the combo. I just wanted to specifically attack the things I had the most issues with Tōkon. But yeah, Sauce is not like depth is not combos. Depth is the interaction that leads to combos, and then the execution of said combos is depth.
It's
watching somebody practice a straight counter hit situation and then watching that get executed in a real match
is amazing.
Is amazing. Watching somebody pick up on a straight hit in Marvel that leads to a death combo, it's hype to watch. But watching somebody hit somebody because they're mashing or barring with a 2A, and then taking somebody to town with a baby combo that you can pick up a controller and do right away. That's not exciting to watch. That's fucking boring.
Because everybody can do it.
It's all over the place.
And every character can do it. All the characters don't have nuance.
Going back to MKX, Liu Kang Dragonfire is an exciting character to watch. He broke his shit probably, if I remember correctly, but he's an exciting character to watch because he takes execution.
MKX is such a good fucking game.
Execution isn't just...
And I hate 50-50s. I hate 50-50s.
Execution isn't something just to make games harder. I think it adds to the spectacle. But somewhere wires got crossed, and when we transitioned into this need for every fighting game, every mainstream fighting game to be a fucking esport, so it needs to be
esports, man.
It needs to be watchable. After that, everything just became a bland mess, and now combos have to be watchable, and feats of execution can't be there anymore.
Because Little Jimmy can't do it.
Little Jimmy likes watching long, exciting looking combos. Be damned about if it's even interesting to do. Yes, it's interesting to look at, but I mean, if you're playing the game, what makes that combo special if everybody can do it as soon as you pick up the controller?
God, dude, we live in the world where 14-year-olds beat Daigo. We live in a world where 14-year-olds beat Daigo in the current Street Fighter. So, do you think he will ever be able to touch Daigo in Street Fighter 4?
No.
Do you ever think he'd be able to touch Daigo anything outside his generation?
If he touched Daigo in Street Fighter 4, that mean that kid was special.
Yeah, that kid was a savant.
It wasn't just, this kid be not nothing against the kid, but I mean he can't help the era he grew up.
Yeah.
So nothing against the kid.
It's not his fault he's stupid.
But I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, I could be the best fighter in the world, and if we play a game of rock, paper, scissors, there's a chance I'm gonna get punched in the face. Because we're not playing off of my skill set, we're playing off of guessing. And everybody's even when it comes to a guess.
Yep.
Going back to Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 6 became a game of more of guessing mitigation than actual meaningful neutral. There's neutral in the game, but it's buried under
Street Fighter 6. Most gamers know the true game start with both characters in Burnout.
And the only reason I'm using Street Fighter 6 because of course nobody expects tag games to be specifically about neutral. It's about breathing down somebody's neck with some dumb shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's a tag game.
Which, I understand that. But that's why I use Street Fighter 6 as the example because
it's the most popular game.
Street Fighter is supposed to be about neutral, and Street Fighter 6 kind of just pretends it has neutral. And
everybody it's perfect.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This thing that once again turned into a crosscast, which I don't got a problem with it. Whatever.
Yeah, whoever gonna watch it. We can't force you to watch it. We didn't make this expecting it to do as good as the first video. We just did it because it was something fun to do and something we wanted to do.
I'll timestamp it to the best of my ability, but I think we kind of lined it up a bit more correctly now, so people can find exactly what they want to look for. You guys can make up stuff in the comments about how we hate Tōkon and how we had no good ideas for Tōkon and our ideas suck. And
we didn't put our money where our mouth was.
And completely ignore the fact that we kept saying this is a thinking experiment. Something just to prove that Tōkon can be a game that absolutely can have his cake and eat it too. With those simple changes, it can absolutely create a at least somewhat interesting game to take from.
Still simple.
But instead, people like their toast. Look, man, I like a little butter. But people like their bland burnt toast, so fine, enjoy your burnt toast. I don't have to be a part of this shit. See you next time.
See you.
Team cross, buddy. All right.